You're watching KSG News, where you get all the latest from across the globe to help with your exam preparations. We begin with updates related to the GS Paper 3. This piece of news is in connection with Indian economy. The UN Statistical Commission initiated a new accounting framework which, if adopted, will push nations to incorporate sustainable development in their economic planning and policy decision making. The Commission will discuss the new framework and move towards the process of adoption, provided there are no objections within a 72-hour period starting on the 5th of March 2021. Now, what does this mean? India is in fact one of the 90 countries that have been in favor of adopting the system of environmental economic accounting, ecosystem accounting, after incorporating it in its domestic statistical framework to combat environmental degradation. The move to adopt ecosystem accounting as statistical standard by the UN body comes at a time when countries are gearing up for two crucial conferences, COP15 on biodiversity in coming China and the UN Climate Change Conference, or the COP26 in Glasgow in UK later this year, urging nations to reflect nature's true value in their policies, plans and economic systems. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said that the global economy has grown nearly fivefold in the past 5 decades, but at massive cost to the global environment. The new framework would go beyond the commonly used statistic of gross domestic product, or the GDP, and would ensure that natural capital, the contribution of forests, oceans and other ecosystems are recognized in economic reporting. At present, the country's wealth does not reflect the dependency of economy on nature, nor its impact on nature, such as the deterioration of air quality or the loss of a forest. Noting that more than half of global GDP depends on nature, but globally, natural capital has declined 40% in just over 2 decades globally. Countries now spend $4 to $6 trillion a year on subsidies that damage the environment. Shifting focus to GS Paper 2, the government on the 3rd of March 2021 approved a pact between India and Fiji for cooperation in the field of agriculture and allied sectors. The Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister, approved the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, between the Ministry of Agriculture of Indian Government and Ministry of Agriculture of the Republic of Fiji in this regard. The MOU between India and Fiji provides for cooperation in various areas, including promotion of joint ventures between private sectors of both the countries. Now, what is the significance of this? The agreement also provides for exchange of research personnel, scientific experts, specialists and technical trainees, technology transfer, development of infrastructure for agricultural development, development of human resources through training of officers and farmers by conducting seminars and workshops. The two countries would also work together for promotion of investment in marketing and value addition or downstream processing of agricultural commodities. The Agriculture Ministries of India and Fiji will also promote capacity development in all areas of agriculture, as well as direct trade of agriculture products through market access. They will also do joint planning and development of research proposals and execution of research projects and programs. The MOU also provides for establishment of Indo-Fiji Working Group for dealing phytosanitary issues and any other form of cooperation. Under the MOU, a joint working group will be constituted to set down procedures and plan and recommend programs of cooperation towards achieving its aims through the executing agencies of the two countries. The working group will hold its meeting alternately in India and Fiji once in every 2 years. This MOU will come into effect on date of its signing and will remain in force for a period of 5 years. In some more updates related to the GS Paper 2, presiding officers of both Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha accepted that Lok Sabha television, or the LSTV, and Rajya Sabha TV, or the RSTV, have been merged into a single Sansad TV, of which retired IAS officer Ravi Kapoor will be the chief executive officer for a year. The decision was taken in line with the proposals given by a panel headed by former Prasar Bharati chairman A. Surya Prakash. It was appointed by Rajya Sabha chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu in consultation with LS Speaker Om Birla. The panel, which had consulted some members of Parliament, also had suggested that Parliament should have only one channel, which could be called Sansad TV. The panel had submitted its report in June last year. While the panel had suggested that Sansad TV could have 2 platforms to telecast live the proceedings of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha during sessions, it had proposed that the same platforms, Sansad 1 and Sansad 2, could broadcast the same program in Hindi and English respectively during the inter-session period. appropriate. The panel has suggested that the new channel should capture various activities beyond the proceedings of the two houses, including the functioning of committees and development activities of the members in their constituencies. In some more updates related to GS Paper 2, this piece of news is in connection with international relations. On the 2nd of March 2021, India signed a key pact with the Philippines for the sale of defense material and equipment, which are likely to include BrahMos cruise missiles. Philippine Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana, who was also present at the Pact signing ceremony in Manila, has reportedly said that his country is buying BrahMos missiles. Now, what is the significance of this and what does this really mean? India and Russia have been planning to export the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile to the Philippines and several other countries. The BrahMos missile is produced by an Indo-Russian joint venture, and it can be launched from submarines, ships and aircraft or from land platforms. On the 18th of October last year, a naval version of the BrahMos missile was successfully test-fired from an indigenously built stealth destroyer of the Indian Navy in the Arabian Sea. Days later, the Indian Air Force test-fired an air-launched version of the BrahMos missile from a Sukhoi fighter aircraft in the Bay of Bengal. A number of countries, including those in the Gulf region, have shown interest in procuring the missile. India has already deployed a sizable number of the original BrahMos missiles and other key assets in several strategic locations along the LAC with China, in Ladakh and Arunachal Pradesh. The IAF is also integrating the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile on over 40 Sukhoi fighter jets to bolster the overall combat capability of the force. That's it in this edition of KSG News. Stay tuned for more such short, informative and concise videos to help with your exam preparations.